Hello and welcome to Film Companion South. In this episode, we're going to be talking about Tughlaq Durbar, directed by Delhi Prasad Deenadayalan, and the actors are R. Parthiban and Vijay Sethupathi. Now, there is a great premise, and I'm going to give you a Hollywood film to give you a feel about it. One of my favorite Jim Carrey comedies is Liar Liar, and what happens in that film is that he is a shit-talking lawyer, and he just kind of does anything to win a case. And then one day, he kind of is reduced to a state where he cannot say anything but the truth. And the rest of the movie is about how he kind of manages with the situation where his fundamental nature is changed. Now here, that's what happens to the Vijay Sethupathi character. He's named Singaravelan and also called Singam. His fundamental nature is changed, and the film is about how he copes with it. Now, what is his fundamental nature? What is Singaravelan's fundamental nature? It is the fact that he's a blind follower of the politician played by R. Parthiban, whose name is Rayapan in the film. In fact, Vijay Sethupathi, as a baby, was born at a political rally of Rayapan's. His mother actually went into labor there, and it is Rayapan who, after Vijay Sethupathi's birth, named him Singaravelan. Now, how does Vijay Sethupathi demonstrate this fundamental nature of his, which is his loyalty to Rayapan? Now, he and his sister, they've lost their parents. The only remembrance, the only memento that they have is the mother's nose ring or nose stud. And Vijay Sethupathi is pawning that to have posters made and stuck all over the place for Rayapan. There's another scene which is actually quite shocking where the sister, she's played by Manjima Mohan as an adult, she gets molested by her employer at work, and she comes home and she's crying, and Vijay Sethupathi just looks at her and says, well, if a woman goes out to work, this is what is bound to happen, so what's so great about that? She just has to go out to work, and if she doesn't work, who's going to support this family? I was shocked in a very pleasant way because no other Tamil hero will agree to play such a character on screen, because such characters do exist, right? But people are always so image conscious that they don't want to play characters like this on screen. They only want to play goody characters. Now, we may complain that Vijay Sethupathi overstretches himself and acts in far too many films and dilutes his brand value or whatever it is, but there is the fact that he is one of the bravest actors around, and even a scene like this he's willing to put his heart and soul into and kind of be not image conscious about the whole thing. So this is the young Singaravelan and how he grows up, or rather the youthful Singaravelan and how he grows up, and his fundamental nature changes in that accident like I told you about. And there is a beautiful, the twist is great, but the shot is also great because it's a top angle shot that shows how the two natures of Vijay Sethupathi are splitting. It actually shows us that now he has in him the original Vijay Sethupathi, who was this blind follower Rayapan, and we also have a new Vijay Sethupathi who is different in ways that I will let you to find out in the movie. But the problem with Tughlaq Durbar is the problem with many Tamil films, which is that they have a great concept, a great twist, a great one-line in screenwriter parlance, but after that they don't know what to do with it, or rather they don't know how to make the best screenplay from that one line that they have in their mind. Now, this twist is used in a lot of scenes that we've seen in a lot of movies about politicians, about bad politicians, about politicians who don't care about anything but just earning money and doing all those things that they do. But what I mean by not making good use of the twist is that several of the scenes would have happened even without this twist, that is this big accident that happened. Even if Vijay Sethupathi had pretended to be one good guy and one bad guy, you could have still had many of the scenes play out in this film. Yes, there are a few scenes where Vijay Sethupathi ends up making cell phone calls to himself, and they are kind of very integral. They use the twist in a very integral way, but overall there is this generic feeling of watching yet another political drama unfold and the hero getting the better of other people. And what makes the film even more generic is that it uses the traits of actors like Parthiban and Satyaraj that we've seen in many other films and uses them as comedy. Now, I'm not saying that the film is not funny. I did laugh at quite a few places. I'm just saying that a film with this unique a premise needed far more unique screenwriting, in the sense that there is a crucial twist involving a man in a mask, and after a point this mask is nowhere in the picture. It's not even developed. It's almost like it left the movie and walked off into another Jim Carrey movie. Now, the one character that really worked for me is the best friend character played by Karunakaran. He kind of really holds the film together emotionally, but the two other characters that are introduced in the film for an emotional effect, that is Manjima Mohan as a sister and Rashi Khanna as a kind of girlfriend, they are absolutely undeveloped and they kind of contribute absolutely nothing to the movie. The second half especially seems all over the place, and the film feels like little scenes from here and there stitched together instead of one integral organic screenplay. And what about the end? Again, it's funny in a certain way, but it also doesn't fit in with the rest of what we've just seen happen so far. So the character arc is kind of going through a certain series of transformations, and we get to the last scene, and it's like, if you see it as a standalone scene, yeah, maybe it's funny, but then when you see it with the rest of the movie, again, you feel what you see with the rest of the film, which is that it is something that needed far better writing and far better conceptualization. So that's it about Tughlaq Durbar. If you like this review, do subscribe to Film Companion South, and see you soon at the movies.